Hello, UltraBuzz TV family. Welcome back to another emotional tribute story that's breaking hearts around the world. Today, we're honoring the unforgettable Diane Keaton, a Hollywood icon whose laughter, charm, and warmth shaped generations. And now, Academy Award-winning actor Jeremy Irons is opening up about the deep connection he shared with Diane and the words he'll never forget saying to her before she passed away at the age of 79. This story isn't just about a co-star's tribute. It's about love, respect, and the rare kind of friendship that only comes once in a lifetime. So stay tuned until the end, because Jeremy's final words about Diane will remind you why Hollywood will never be the same without her. When news broke of Diane Keaton's passing, tributes poured in from all corners of the world, from Oscar winners to lifelong fans who grew up watching her on screen. But one tribute stood out for its raw honesty, and that came from Jeremy Irons. The two starred together in the 2020 romantic comedy Love, Weddings and Other Disasters, a sweet, funny, and surprisingly deep film about finding love later in life. At the time, few people realized how much that story reflected Diane's own spirit. And now, Jeremy says working with her changed the way he saw both acting and life. Speaking from London, Irons began his heartfelt message with quiet reverence. Diane was an absolute original, he said. She was one of those rare people who could walk into a room and instantly change its atmosphere. Not by speaking, not by performing, but simply by being herself. He paused, reflecting for a moment. There was something luminous about her, he continued. She carried this mix of warmth, wit, and wonder that made everyone around her feel alive. It wasn't something she tried to do. It was just who she was. And that's what everyone who worked with Diane always said. She didn't act like a movie star, even though she was one of the biggest names Hollywood had ever seen. During the filming of Love, Weddings, and Other Disasters, Jeremy and Diane played two lonely souls, older, wiser, and yet still open to love. Their scenes together were tender and filled with genuine chemistry, the kind that can't be scripted. Working with Diane was pure joy, Irons recalled. Our characters found love later in life, and that story meant something special to her. She had this youthful heart, curious, playful, even mischievous at times. She could turn an ordinary day on set into something magical. Crew members said Diane often arrived early, coffee in hand, ready to make everyone laugh. Between takes, she'd share stories from her Annie Hall days, her shyness, her offbeat fashion sense, her lifelong curiosity about people. She was gracious, funny, and deeply introspective, Irons said softly. Fame never changed her. She could have been larger than life, but she chose to be real. And that's exactly how Diane lived her life. Real, authentic, never pretending to be someone she wasn't. Jeremy smiled as he remembered her teasing him during rehearsals. She'd laugh at my seriousness, he said. She'd say, "Jeremy, stop overthinking it, just feel it." And she was right. She always led with feeling. That authenticity was Diane's secret. Whether she was playing the quirky romantic in Something's Gotta Give or the grounded, soulful artist in The First Wives Club, she brought truth to every moment. She reminded all of us, Irons said, that acting isn't about pretending. It's about being, and she was the best at that. When asked how he reacted to the news of her passing, Irons' voice reportedly trembled. "It's terribly sad," he said quietly. "We've lost someone irreplaceable. Diane wasn't just an actress. She was a spirit, a spark of joy. The screen will feel emptier without her light." He went on to describe how Diane had redefined what it meant to age in Hollywood, gracefully, fearlessly, unapologetically. "She taught us that getting older doesn't mean fading away," Irons said. "It means deepening, becoming more curious, more open, more full of life." That message resonated with millions, especially women who saw in Diane a reflection of strength, vulnerability, and timeless charm. And maybe that's what made Diane Keaton so special. She didn't chase perfection. She embraced imperfection and turned it into art. Even her fashion became iconic. Those oversized suits, wide-brimmed hats, and crisp white shirts weren't trends. They were expressions of freedom. Jeremy remembered laughing with her about it between takes. She'd say, "You know, Jeremy, people think I'm eccentric. I just think I'm comfortable." That was Diane, Witty, self-aware, and always confident in who she was. As Irons' tribute spread online, fans filled the comments with tears and gratitude. One wrote, "I grew up watching Diane Keaton. She taught me that aging can be beautiful." Another said, "She made awkwardness cool and kindness powerful." For Jeremy, though, Diane was more than an icon, she was a friend. "She had this way of making you feel like you were the only person in the room," he said. "Even on busy sets, she'd stop everything to ask about your family, your day, your heart." That was Diane, always present, always caring. And perhaps that's why her loss feels so heavy. She wasn't just a star, she was a light, a reminder that grace, humor, and humanity can coexist. As Jeremy Irons ended his statement, he left fans with words that could easily serve as Diane's legacy. Diane showed us that elegance and humor are not opposites, that you can live fully, love deeply, and still laugh at yourself every single day. That's the lesson she left behind, and it's a beautiful one. So as we say goodbye to Diane Keaton, we remember not just the actress who made us laugh, cry, and fall in love with life all over again, but the woman who showed us how to keep our hearts open, no matter our age. Because Diane wasn't just playing roles. She was living truth, and that truth will keep shining. Every time we rewatch her films, every time we laugh at her quick wit, and every time we remember that being yourself is the most beautiful thing you can be. Thank you for watching UltraBuzz family. If Diane touched your life, even once, hit that like button, share this video, and drop a heart in the comments. Broken heart. Because legends like her never really leave us. They just live forever on screen and in our hearts.